So you've all gathered your information about your parks and you've taken notes. And before we write our essays, it's very important for us to get organized. I walked around the room and I saw some of your notes that you've been taking, and they looked somewhat like this. Oh, it's disorganized. It's messy. It needs to be organized. Very important before we actually write our rough drafts of our essays. So I'm going to show you how to use your Coggles. You'll open up the Coggle-it web page. You'll see that each student has their own Coggle, and the templates are all the same. You have the same tree and the same branches. I'm going to show you how to use it a little bit more right now. When you use your Coggle, it's very easy. I'm going to add the title of my essay, Acadia National Park, and then I'll add the location, Maine, in the USA. I can add the size, 49,052 acres. I'll also add here the year that it was established. Then I can add the number of visitors. 3 million people visit Acadia National Park every year. I'll add special features. Here I'll put in Cadillac Mountain, the highest mountain on the Atlantic coast of the United States, 1,530 feet tall. I'll then add the carriage roads. Acadia is known for its 45 miles of carriage roads built by Rockefeller. I might tell a little bit about Rockefeller in my essay, but not too much. Some of the things to do: climb Cadillac Mountain to see the sunrise. Many people go to the park for just that purpose. Also to bicycle the carriage roads or ride horseback on the carriage roads. That sounds like fun. So many things: hiking, on and off-road, swimming at the many beaches, fishing. Now this is pretty big, so I can always change the size of my text by just dragging the edge of the box. If I look at it, I think I want to make it a little bit bigger or smaller, I can do that very easily. Here I'll enter at least 2 reasons why I would like to visit Acadia National Park. I'd like to see the sunrise from Cadillac Mountain. It's the first place on the east coast of the United States from which to see the sunrise. Only from fall to spring. I'd also like to bicycle the carriage roads. That sounds like fun. And I've seen so many beautiful photographs on calendars and postcards. I'd like to take photographs of the Maine coast. You see how organized my essay is looking now. It's not a mess scribbled on a piece of paper. I have things in the right places. I can move them if I want to. I'll be sure to leave a comment for each of you on your own Coggle-it page. So be sure to check that on Friday. It would be very helpful if you could all leave comments on each other's pages as well. You can see here that I've written, "Great job so far. I cannot wait to read more about the park in your essay." Each Cogolite branch will become 1 or 2 paragraphs. So it makes it very easy for me to see what my essay will look like. This gives us somewhat of a backbone to our essays. Do I need to include or edit the punctuation? Not really, not here. I'll edit that in the essays. This is more of a tool that we can collaborate with, collaborate on, and that we can look at our essays as the big picture. Do I need to include information about Rockefeller in my essays? Not much. Like I said, just a little bit, but this is not an essay about Rockefeller. I might want to write one about him later. I have learned a lot about him. I did not realize that he actually bought the land for Yosemite and the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, and that his home is now the Museum of Fine Arts in New York City. Museum of Modern Art, forgive me. These are things that can go in a different paper about a different thing. Remember to include comparative words in your essays. You might not have the most visited park, but it might be one of the most visited parks in the state or in the region. You might not have the largest national park, but it might be one of the largest parks in the state or the region. Let's get started.